Hey guys, it's me, Dax Moy from Fitness Marketing Made Simple, back with another short video. I say short video, this one might be slightly longer because I'm addressing something from Katie Thompson-Bevan, and she says, not sure if this is the right place, but I feel totally overwhelmed by all this stuff. My love and passion is helping the lives I'm blessed to currently work with, but I know that I need to bring in new business too. I care deeply about what we do, how we do it, as to me, to serve is always paramount. But all this love, passion, care seems to put a massive block in the way of my creating fantastic business as opposed to just doing a day job, especially the marketing side. It terrifies me, if I'm honest. And I have brain cells. I will work as hard or harder than I need, but I'm just not sure where to start. And that's not to say I'm not doing anything. I just know I'm not hitting the right buttons with what I'm doing. I feel like I need to start right from the beginning again so that I actually have action rather than worry. This group's so full of creative, intelligent people, love energy, which is amazing, fills me with fear too. So I've not asked it before, but I've asked the question now, as action only ever creates change. Right, so look, the reason I've kind of jumped this one to the front of the queue, because I think Katie's expressing something that a lot of fit pros are expressing. A lot of people are experiencing this massive overwhelm with the marketing of their fitness businesses, and it's usually because we've built a bunch of stories into our fitness business marketing that aren't necessarily true. Okay, so let me see if I can do my best in this video just to, I guess, help you untangle some of the falsehoods, help you untangle some of the lies that maybe you're telling yourself around marketing your business. First off, lie number one is going to be related to what marketing actually is. Most people are building stories around their marketing that they're in some way, shape or form a form of manipulation of clients, a form of persuading people to do something that either they don't want to do or that they don't have the money for or whatever. Let's just put that to bed and let's just tell the truth about what marketing is. Marketing is telling the best possible story that you can about your business in a way that will resonate with the people that most need to hear it. Okay, that's it. It's just storytelling. And I don't mean it in a kind of a facetious or kind of backhanded kind of way. It's storytelling because every single one of us has a story. You have your life story, your story of growing up, your story of your relationship. You also should have the story of your business. And the story of your business should be one that you are extremely proud about, one that you're extremely passionate about. Okay, so now marketing just becomes a way of you saying, hey, I really love what it is that I do, and I want to tell as many people as I possibly can. Okay, so where does every great story start? A great story starts from the beginning. Okay, and it starts from the beginning. There are two different parts for a fit pro to tell their stories. There's your personal story. Why the hell did I get into this in the first place? Right? I used to be this, and I decided to change my careers and become this. So I always wanted to be this, and this is why. Tell your story so that you can connect with people. That's number one. But then there's also the story of the struggle that the client is currently experiencing in their life. Okay, where are they? What have they tried? What are their biggest fears and frustrations around not being able to achieve what they're currently setting out to achieve? What is that story? And what is your story about why they're still struggling? Are you telling that story? And again, in a non-cheesy way, in a non-kind of manipulative way, but just quite simply, okay, from my experience, from my observations of life and watching people that have been really successful and watching others that have been far less successful, what is the story that I tell about why people can be doing supposedly all the right things but still not getting all the big results that they've always been promised? What's your story about that? Most fit pros drop the ball here because they don't actually have a story about their business. They quite simply tell we run this fitness business, we've got boot camps, we do personal training, we're going to help you get a result. Most people don't connect with the here's my shit, come buy it. Right? Most people don't connect with that. What they connect with is a story that makes sense through their value system. And the only way you can make sense through their value system is to really, really paint in broad strokes for all the world to see exactly what your value systems are. And most personal trainers aren't doing that. They're worried about scaring people off. They're worried about, if I go too far down this route, then the people over here may not necessarily connect with me. That's the wrong thinking. Okay, it's another thing that's keeping you still and static. The most important thing for you to say is, what do I really believe? And is everything that I'm doing sharing that story of my belief? And I feel that most Fit Pros, if you look on their sites, and most Fit Pro sites are vanilla. They don't really tell you what the Fit Pro really believes and what the Fit Pro is really, really passionate and purposeful about. What they do is they try to manipulate, because so many fitness marketing people have told you that you're supposed to say this and your copy should do that and you should have these hot buttons and you should trigger this and you should, right? And so it turns into this bullshit manipulation of people which you don't feel good about. And of course, if you don't feel good, you're never really going to get 100% behind your story. So stage number one is really asking yourself, what is my story about this? Why do I think people don't get the results that they should so easily get? What has been my experience of this? What am I telling my clients? Those people that are already working with you, already getting an amazing service, and more importantly, an amazing experience. What is it that you do with them that's different to what 99.99999% of other personal trainers do with their clients? That is a story that needs to be told. Now, the second part of this is the reality of telling the story. Okay, because it's one thing saying, yep, I've done it, Dax. I kind of sat down, I wrote the copy for my website, and I'm now telling the story. Thank you very much. But by the way, Dax, nobody seems to be finding that story. Nobody seems to be connecting with me. There are still very, very few people coming to find me. Well, look, here's the thing. If you want to, I said this in another video quite recently. If you want to catch tuna, right? You sail in your ship to where your fishing boat to where the tuna swim, and you put the right bait out to make tuna want to bite, right? That's fishing. Well, the question is, how well are you fishing? Not just you, Katie, but kind of you collectively, the personal training environment. How well are you fishing? Like, what is the bait that you're putting out? Because if you're saying, hey, I'm different, and this is my story, and this is my belief system, and then in the next breath, you are using the exact same marketing techniques and saying all the same bullshit that every other trainer is saying, then your bait is wrong. Okay, you're never going to catch the people that you're trying to catch on the end of your hook. And instead, you sail straight into the waters where every other personal trainer is trying to fish. What are you doing about your bait? What are the waters that you're sailing into? Now, what I would say here, just like I am with these videos and just like I have done for a very, very long time, do I go online and pitch? Absolutely, right? I spend time online pitching. Hey, I've got a course coming up, I've got a new product, I've got a new service, I've got coaching, right? I do that. But 99.9% of the time, I'm simply online sharing things that I'm absolutely smack bang in love and passionate about doing. Okay, I love the idea of helping transform the fitness profession or fitness industry into a fitness profession, and I love the idea that in some way, shape, or form, my mad ramblings may have touched you and kind of your businesses in some ways that you feel more successful. You're helping more people, right? It's the whole ripples in a pond philosophy. So what I'm saying here is I spend more of my time doing stuff that demonstrates my passion and my belief and my purpose than I do trying to monetize it. The weird thing is that the more of that I do, the easier it becomes to monetize. So that, last week, for example, I without any effort whatsoever, I brought in over £30,000 worth of $30,000, right? $30,000 worth of private coaching. Okay, I just brought that in almost at the snap of a finger. Not because I'm so gosh damn amazing, right? But because I'm always there, I'm always sharing. So I don't have to have people guess or think about what's Dax's intention behind this, hopefully, right? I do pitch. I absolutely pitch, but my pitching comes off the back of doing all the other stuff that I'm passionate and purposeful about. When I look at most Fit Pros' walls, the messages that are on their wall are either inane or insane, right? They're inane as in kind of they're putting up real vanilla messages that don't necessarily share the truth about what's in their own hearts, what's really firing them up, and what they really want to share with the world. They're playing it safe. They share much smaller messages. They're kind of inane. They're vanilla, nonsensical. Don't really make much of a difference to anybody. Okay, and yet you've also got the flip side of it, where the kind of what I would call the insane messages. You're trying to attract a certain type of person, and yet you put out certain images that are absolutely guaranteed to repel that kind of person. You're trying to attract a certain kind of person, and you're putting out messages that are written in a way that are absolutely guaranteed to turn those people off. You're looking for a high-end clientele that really want to spend a lot of money with you and all the rest of it, and you're engaging in low-class behaviors like kind of swearing and cursing all over your page, right? You're trying to attract middle-aged women who are kind of trying to get their body back in shape, and they have low self-esteem. But on your wall, you're kind of hitting the whole go harder, go home, and kind of you're lazy kind of messages, right? Kind of the reason why you haven't got your results is because you're not trying hard enough. I promise you that doesn't resonate with 99% of women in their 40s and above who have been trying everything and yet haven't gotten the results, right? Inane and insane messages keep popping up on people's walls. The question for yourself is, what is the best message I can possibly give? Not to manipulate a person to click on the buy now button, but to actually have a person understand that I understand them. Okay, so to have a person connect with me at a very different level, not just a superficial level, but wow, this person who's speaking right now actually gets me. They understand the struggles I've gone through. They understand kind of what it is that I'm trying to accomplish with my life. They understand my fears, my frustrations, my dreams, my desires. They understand me. And really that's what marketing is. That's what good marketing is. It's putting yourself out to the world in a way that the world understands that you understand them. They don't have to think about it. They don't have to kind of worry about the message behind it. And this is where we come to step 3. And it's to do with the consistency of those messages. Right? Putting out a bunch of messages, kind of solo messages and not doing anything for ages, or only putting out a bunch of messages just the week before you're trying to resell out your new boot camp or your new program. These are great ways to turn people off you because they understand them to be what they really are, which is a manipulation to buy my shit. Okay, that's all it becomes, is a manipulation to buy my shit. Oh God, I've got a new I've got my boot camp I need to fill some more places. I'd best put myself in front of my audience again for a week or so, spam them with tons of messages, hit them really, really hard, and then disappear again. Okay, that's the approach that most fit pros take. But where you can make the biggest impact is to be that person that is there all the time, consistently feeding good into the system, consistently sharing your story, consistently sharing your message, consistently listening to people and helping people. Okay? So if you're not telling your story, your unique story of your passion, your purpose, your belief, yes, my way is a bit weird compared to the way the industry is doing it, but I love it, and this is why I love it, and this is why I'm so passionate. If you're not sharing that story, and that isn't showing up in your news feed, it's not showing up on your blog, it's not showing up in articles you write, in videos you create, then you can't really be too surprised that the world isn't beating up after your door. You're fishing in the wrong waters with the wrong bait. Okay, if you're basically telling inane and insane stories that don't connect with people, if you're saying that you're all about one thing and yet when we read your posts and when we look at your images and we watch your videos they don't correlate, then that's a great disconnect for people to go, I don't really get this person, I don't understand what they're talking about. Let me find someone who keeps coming back with a consistent message time and time and time again, right? And if you are not fishing regularly enough, in other words, if you're not out there helping your target market, and I prefer you see I use the term tribe all the time. Think of them as a tribe. Like, how can you serve your tribe? Worry about serving them more than worry about earning from them. Okay? If you serve your tribe, and I would say you want to get in front of them daily, and even if it's just a 2-line post in Facebook that reinforces something that you really believe in, then do that. And if it's a very raw video like this one, I've just logged straight into YouTube and I'm recording straight into YouTube. I'm not going through my iMovie video editing suite. I'm not putting all labels and all kinds of stuff across it. I'm just talking to the camera. Okay, who can't do that? You can't get in front of your audience this morning and say, hey guys, here's some stuff that's on my mind, or a client asked me about this earlier on today. Who can't do that? You can't find, 365 days a year, you can't find 3 minutes. Right? Imagine what would happen if in the next year, every single day you posted 1 video per day of you just rambling about something that you absolutely believe in, you're absolutely passionate about, or sharing a tip, or answering a Q&A, or saying, hey, here's an experience I had with a client today, and it may be really relevant to you. If you're in front of people, if you're that person who is just consistently sharing what you believe, what you're passionate about, you'll never, ever, ever have to worry about becoming overwhelmed with all this kind of tricky Facebook marketing and what kind of ad should I buy and how do I do this and how do I do that. Forget about all of that. Forget all of it, right? Because that's all just tactics. What I'm talking about here is strategy, and strategy is built around a very, very simple concept of I am going to be the person I need to be, or I want to be, okay, frequently enough and in front of the people that I most want to influence. That's it. That's the strategy side of things. Okay, now the tactics become, okay, how do I do that? Well, I could use Facebook, I could use YouTube, I could do all the rest. But the principle is still the same. Be in front of the people that you most want to help and help them. Right? It's not exactly complicated, it's not exactly technical. Right? But hardly anybody is doing it. And they're thinking up all these bullshit ways to manipulate things, and how do I get more likes, and how do I get more clicks, and forget all that. It's bullshit, right? Instead, be in front of the people you most want to help, helping them in the way that you most feel good about helping, and do it frequently. 365 is definitely better than 52, right? One post per week. And some of you aren't even doing one post per week or one video per week, right? It's been a slightly longer video than I intended, but I do kind of think a lot of people are in this same place as Katie, in this overwhelm, because we're over complexifying things, because we're listening to too many stories that are being delivered by people whose main means of attracting clients is a form of manipulation. You don't have to manipulate. Just go and be bloody damn good at what you do, be passionate, and do it regularly. That's it. I hope you find this useful, guys, and I'll be back again very, very soon. In the meantime, continue asking me questions. I love answering them. I want to help you any way I possibly can. And yes, at some point, I want you to give me wheelbarrow loads of money. Okay? Wheelbarrow loads. I want to get as much money in my lifetime as I possibly can, because I can think of a lot of really good things to do with it. But I want to get it by serving people. And because I generally tend to serve people a lot, I generally tend to get quite a lot of money. That's just the truth of it. People give me it without me really having to work that hard for it. The same will happen to you once you start putting into practice the things that I've discussed in this video. So this has been me, Dax Moy from Fitness Marketing Made Simple. I hope you found it useful. Fire your questions away. I'd love to answer them. Take care.